Good morning, people of YouTubes. We are prepping this car to do a charity run next weekend. It's called FRL. I'll give you a quick rundown. It's basically a roof-off drive around the M25 at midnight in the middle of February. And we're raising money for UK Homes for Heroes. The idea of it being in the middle of February with the roofs down, it gives you some indication of what they have to live or not live with on a day-to-day basis. So sleeping on the streets in the middle of February. Yes, I know these cars have got heaters and stuff like that, but you get the gist. Some people go really hardcore, you know, turn all the heaters off, roof down, you know, rain, sun, well, you know, get sun at bloody midnight hour, but rain, snow, sleet, wind, whatever. We normally do it with the roof down. One year it was raining, but because you're going around the M25 at 60 miles an hour, the rain just goes over you, so you don't really get wet, in all fairness. But yeah, I'll leave a bit of a clip or a screenshot of the actual charity run itself for anyone that's interested. But it is next weekend, the 18th, Saturday, and we all meet up around the M25. Again, I'll put the exact meeting point, and we leave off about 10:30, and then we get to around Thurrock at about 12:30, 1 o'clock ish, something like that, and then we all congregate for a photo and all that sort of jazz. But yeah, we're prepping this to go on to that journey. Now, it is open to all convertibles this year. It used to be purely an MGF and TF run for the last 8 or 9 years. Before COVID, I think it was a 10th year anniversary one, and then they didn't run it through COVID, so I think this is the first run after COVID, so I think this is the 11th run. Again, I will, if I've got any of this wrong, I will correct it in the title at the bottom of the screen as and when we're doing it. But yeah, mechanically this car is sound. We're just going to tidy up the inside. I've got a few inside bits that I want to get done, and then we'll give it a little bit of a wash. We won't wash it on the outside this video, but we will do the inside bits. So basically, I was meant to bring my Bissell cleaner, which is a carpet cleaner. To be honest with you, these carpets don't need to be cleaned. I was just going to do it as an extra step. But as you can see, it's been sat in my driveway for a few months over the winter period, and it's got rather mouldy. So what I'm going to do, you see the seatbelts, look. All these cars do this, and this car don't even leak. This was the driest TF or F I've ever owned in my entire life of MG ownership. But anyway, we're going to get all this stuff out. We're going to get the seats out, because we're going to give them a little bit of a clean and a what do you call it? A supple soap wax type stuff that rejuvenates the leather, shall we say. And I've got a few carbon bits that I've had hydro dipped, and also this interior didn't used to be leather. It used to be a what they call a sebring. It's just a cloth interior, and someone's put some leather seats in it. Now I've got the leather door inserts now. I've got the leather armrest. Did I get another handbrake boot? I can't remember. I think that's on my list of things to do, but I don't think I've got one. But anyway, we're going to get everything out. I've got some new seat belts, some red seat belts as well. Give all this a clean, refit all the centre console and all the dash and everything. And also, we are getting rid of this Satur FX windbreak. And we're going to go for a set of boxer hoops, which are satin black, and it's got a glass panel at the back there. As you see, I've got some seat belts. Oh, I forgot I had all these. Got all chrome bits as well, look. Chrome ashtray, chrome gear surround, chrome latches. Got I even had all that. So yeah, we've got all that to do as well. The centre console I had hydro dipped in carbon as well to match the door trims. So yeah, I want to get this hood back so we can get access, and then we'll make a start on ripping out all the seats, taking off all the sound bar at the back here, getting that windbreak off, and then going from there on to fitting the roll hoops. Now I'm not going to give an in-depth tutorial how to fit these roll hoops, because Mike Satur has already got a video on his channel on how to do that, and I think it's very good. So I'm just going to go off that video, and if there's anything in the meantime that we come across that isn't quite right or that needs a little bit of fettling, then we'll get to that point. But yeah, we're going to get everything off and then make a start on the roll hoops. Alright, just removing this door card, obviously to change these two little trims here. One thing that I've had since I've fitted this stereo is that every time you shut this door, this tweeter pops out. Now I did hot glue it, but obviously that wasn't enough. So we're going to revisit that and probably fit some tiger seal or something to properly secure that. And obviously, when we wired it in, we didn't have the correct crimp to crimp it, so we just used some pliers. So we're going to go around and re-crimp all these properly, and make a better job of it, shall we say. So now we're just going to get on and remove the seat. 4 T50s on the floor, to the front, to the back, and then a T50 for the seat belt anchor. But you'll have to get the seat out to access that. You can get a short stubby in there, like out of a bit set with a ratchet spanner, and get that out, but I'll just find it easy just to take the 4 bolts of the seat out and go from there. Alright, you can see why I wanted to do this now, with all that dirt ingrained in between the seats. Now, it hasn't really had a proper clean since I've owned it. I've literally just given the carpets a quick hoover where I could get at with the crevice tool. So yeah, we're going to completely hoover out all this. We'll get the drill brush on it as well, and to agitate any dirt. As I said, I wanted to bring my spot cleaner, carpet cleaner in today to clean the carpets. Initially I didn't think that they wanted cleaning, but in these bits here it could have probably benefit from having it done. But we'll see how we get on with some spray detergent and a brush, drill brush, and see how far that comes up, and we might have to revisit that later on, or pause work and come back to that. So yeah, I'm just going to get the other side seat out, get this T-bar off, get this armrest off. Just a few screws, Phillips screws in there. Yeah, and then I'll come back to you once I've got all this stripped out. Right, that's everything off now. So all the door cards, all the seats are out. Seat belts, T-bar, speaker covers, the whole lot is out as far as I need to go. I'm going to start off, and I'm just going to give this a vacuum, just in case we drop any screws while fitting the box to hoops. They'll be easily obtainable and found. So yeah, I've got a chrome ashtray to fit in here, but I'm not sure if I need to take the centre console out or not to fit it, because it's got like a bracket from the back. So I'm going to do a little bit of investigation on that. Give this a hoover, and I can't find the leather handbrake boot. You see, it's pretty well. I thought I did order one. I'm going to have to look back on my eBay history. But if not, I found a couple of other things that I'd want to probably get a new one of these, because that's really horrible and brittle, and I prefer the older ones like in the F, so a bit nicer. But yeah, let's give this a hoover, and then we will then think about sorting everything out. No, actually, I'm going to do the door cards first and get the glue set on them tweeters, and also the centre console. Zoom in. I've got some chrome rings to go around the gauges that come off the original. So I'll get all them glued in, so the glue has got time to set. So I'll give this hoover first, and then I'll get on and do the door cards and the actual centre console bit, and get all that done so the glue can set. Right, that's all hoovered out now. Was as much as I'm going to do for the minute. We're going to give it a good old going over. We got the worst of the stuff out, so next time we can get some carpet cleaner in a spray bottle, agitate it with a drill brush, and then suck it up with the hoover, and then hopefully we can get all the ingrained bits out that's still lurking behind. Right, what else was I going to do? Can't remember. Anyway, let's go and start fitting all this stuff here and see how far we get. Right, what I was going to do is I was going to secure these dome tweeters, sort this wiring out, and get all the door panel bits in, like the leather trim and the carbon fibre hockey stick. As you can see, I glued that in, and it's just, this one holds up. No, that one doesn't hold very well. So we're just going to peel up some of this glue, and then we're going to get some tiger seal in there and get that glued in properly. But first, we're going to replace all this. Right, so these hockey sticks on these TF door cards are plastic, and they've got these little star things to secure them in place. Now, if you try and get these off, 9 times out of 10 you'll break these plastic lugs off, which then makes it unusable. So what I do is I get a pair of snips. I'll just snip them and pull them off. And then on Amazon you can get these, or a pack of these, for a couple of quid. So that is my suggestion to you. The other suggestion is get these ones. These are for a late F, so they're the aluminium ones. This is normally brushed aluminium, but they're actually got plastic nuts on them, so you can screw them on nice and tight. And if you ever get these carbon dipped like I have, again, go with the aluminium ones, because if you ever have to take them off and put them back on again for whatever reason, you might want to change the interior trim to another colour, again, do these, because they're a lot more stronger, a lot more durable, and again, a lot nicer fitting. So we're going to get all these off here. As you see, there's already a couple here broken. Look. So get all these off here, and then swap over for the leather insert and the carbon fibre hockey stick, and yeah, I'll see what it comes out like. So this is what you're left with after removing all that. There's a couple of prongs hidden behind this piece of foam, which goes in there on the other side, and you just have to peel that up. It's only stuck on with some hot glue, so you just need to glue it back on or leave it out, which I'm going to do. So as you can see, there's a little bit of mould on here, so we're going to give these door cards and this leather bit a bit of a clean, and we'll get on and fitting all these. Now it's just a case of putting that all back in, bending these tabs back, and then bolting this in place. Again, nothing too difficult about it, so I'm just going to get on and do it, and I'll show you the end result. Right, so this is the end result, shall we say. I'll just give it a wipe over some Trim-X, which gives you a nice satin finish. That's still drying at the minute, but yeah, it's got the leather insert in there, got the carbon fibre hockey stick, or carbon print hockey stick I should say. I've stuck this tweeter back in. The only issue that I've really had a problem that I'm not happy with is that the tiger seal that I've bought is grey and not black, so I'll try to clean it up as best I can with some thinners, but you can obviously see where the tweeter is a flat surface and the door card is a radius surface. You can see there's a little bit of glue around the top there, but I'm happy with that anyway. At least it's not gonna pop out and cause me any more grief. So yeah, that is that door card. I'm going to crack on and do the next door card, and then we'll get on and do the center console, putting them rings in. Right, that's both door cards done. Looking good. And I've just stuck the rings in on the dash. I was going to use the old tiger seal, but that was just too messy. So I've actually went on and glued them in with some owlite. Again, it's a lot easier to clean off than tiger seal. So when it all smooches out, you just wipe it around with a cloth and that all comes off. But you can see I'll need to remove that bit of tiger seal on there. But yeah, just let them to dry. Owlite only takes about 15 minutes to dry because it's a fast set one. So yeah, while that is drying, I'm going to get all this ready to be bolted in for the hoops. So you need to bolt this bit in first, and then your hoops. Obviously you've got the speaker bits on here that all needs to be fitted on, and then obviously we need to drill the holes for the actual hoops themselves. So yeah, as I say, I'm not going to do a tutorial on how to do this because Mike has already done it. I'll just go by his, and we're just going to, if we come to any problems, i.e. something don't quite line up or fit properly, or I think there's a different way to do it, then I'll jump in and show you. But I think we'll get all this bolted in first and see how it all sits and go from there. Right, I've started mounting the speakers into the speaker things. I've done it a little bit differently because I've got different speakers. I don't know if you can remember, if you've seen the video of upgrading stereo, I had to cut out quite a bit of this speaker box to fit these because of how big the magnet is and stuff like that. But all I've done is, instead of mounting them on top, I've mounted them from the inside, and he gives you the nuts to fit onto the original screws that come out of the speaker box. So the only thing I had to do is find some penny washers just to fit them on, because the holes in the actual speaker are a lot bigger than the nuts, so they didn't hold in place. So yeah, that's that bit done. I've just slung in the crossbar at the minute. Got the hood up how he describes in his video. He starts off with cutting the actual T-bar itself, but because I was already at this point, I thought I'd sling that in, do them bits, and I think the only thing I need to do now is stick them on to that bar, and he's given some rivets to rivet them plates onto this bar here. You can see them two holes there. So I think that'll be my next bit to do, and then we'll get on to cutting the holes for the actual hoops themselves in the T-bar. Right, that's my holes all sorted for the hoops. So what Mike Satur did is he used a drum wheel on a drill, and then he moved on to a die grinder and just took a little bit by little bit. I ain't got time for that, so I just opened up the holes as big as I can be, and obviously taken out the bit out here for the clearance for the bar. He done it all nice with a standing knife and a chisel. I just went guns ho with the die grinder, and yeah, that will then give us enough flex when we put the hoops in, so they give a nice radius around the hoops. I mean, you could use a 50mm drill bit or hole saw and the hoops would drop straight in, but you'll have a nice or nasty gap around the edge, where this way you can, that's like soft forms around the hoop. So yes, that's what I've done. Anyway, I'm going to get this bar in now and hopefully think about dropping the hoops into place. Right, I've come across my first hurdle. The speakers don't fit. They bottom out against the actual piece of steel. So I then gone and hacked up the bracket to mount it flush with the other side. Just had to take out a little bit of on that bit there, but again, there's not enough room. It's a little bit better, but that still hits. So even if I try and bend that and force that in place, that's not going to be ideal, and this bit of speaker will then kick out, and I don't think then the T-bar will fit. So for the meantime, I'm going to leave these out. I'm going to have to find some other speakers that will fit into these spaces here, which is a bit disappointing on my behalf. But yeah, as I said, I don't think, even if I rebent that flange, look how far up that's kicked out. So I don't think that will work. It could go like that. But again, I don't think the T-bar will fit because it sticks out another 10mm. I think these will be hitting against the T-bar then. So yeah, I'm going to have to go and get some different speakers, probably some Alpines, because I know they fit straight in without no issues. So I'm going to leave these out for now. So I'm going to have no rear speakers, and we'll have to refit another time, which is a bit of an arse, because getting these to fit means taking the T-bar off again, which means taking the hoops out, which isn't no issue, there's only a couple of bolts from the bottom, but it's just why don't you fit? You know, it's, but there we go. Such is life. As I say, I'm going to leave these speakers out for now, and we'll address that situation when I get some more speakers.
Don't worry, Mr. B. I have a cunning plan to solve the problem.
Right, where there's a will, there's a way. I wasn't going to let these speakers overcome me, purely because I don't want to take all the hoops out again and the T-bar to fit the new speakers. So I've mounted them flush to the surface now, and you can offer up and I've got enough clearance around there now for that to fit in there nicely. So I'm just going to get the hoover off all the swarf around it. There's bloody swarf everywhere now. and yeah, and get this T-bar fitted back in again, and we can pick up where we left off. Right, speakers all in, all clipped up, all the wires, cable tied to the bar. So now all I've got to do is chuck the T-bar cover on and then get the roll hoops in. So yes, I've had the roll hoops in and I've had all the bolts started to make sure they all go in. So it's just a case of hopefully getting that cover on over there and getting it all back, getting these roll hoops through the holes and then bolted up from underneath. Right, before I put this T-bar cover on, put some nice shiny red seat belts in. Make it proper racy. Extra 10 horsepower, that's because I've heard. Anyway, right, just going to fit this on. It should be a case of just clip it in place. And I'll need 2 hands for this. So yeah, bear with me, I'll get this in and we'll get some roll hoops in. Alright, here we go. We're all together to a point now where the actual hoops are fitted. I've had to cut the cable ties that hold the speaker wire up because they were getting in the way of this rear bar where the tonneau cover screws go into. It wasn't fitting right, but once I got them cable ties out of the way, that then gave it enough room to get these screws into place. So I'm just going to tape that wire up underneath with a bit of duct tape or some silver foil tape or something just to get them out of the way. So now all this carpet can go back in, and then we can fit the windbreak, which should be relatively straightforward, he says. The other thing that I've done is obviously I've put together all the seat belt trims, and I've given this back half of the centre console a bit of a clean and got that armrest in. So it's all starting to come together now. So all that's left in here to do is to clean everything and put everything back together. Get this carpet back in. I'll need to give that a little bit of a clean, and get this windbreak on. Then we're golden. So I'll just get on and do some of that, and then when I get to another point I will cut in and let you know how I got on. There we go. That is the roller hoops all in. Got the glass panel that can be dropped down, back up again. I love the satin black as well because it matches the rest of the car. I was going to go chrome, but I thought nah, that's obviously matches the wheel having satin black and the rest of the stuff. So it's just nice to have some chrome accents. You know, it's got all the stainless nuts on there and whatnot, so that sort of offsets all that, which is nice. But yeah, I'm well happy with how these are looking. So yeah, now we pay our attentions to the rest of the vehicle, getting that all back together again. So I'm not really too sure where I'm going to start. I think I'm going to start by cleaning the carpet, get all that cleaned, get all the dash cleaned, like in all the crevices. You can see all that's just gunk and horrible. So we'll get all that cleaned, and then see about getting the ashtray swapped over as well, because I'm not too sure how that attaches yet. I've never put a chrome ashtray in before, so that will be interesting. Right, let's get set up and we'll go for the next job.
Right, it would appear that we need to put this plate underneath, and I've got a couple of screws in there that just pins it down. So I think I'll have to take the little holder, or the little cubby holder, out of the glove, out of the armrest, and get my hand in there to get this fitted. So bear with me a second. There we go, one chrome second-hand ashtray. As you can see, just around here, that's got a little rubber gasket on it which is discoloured a little bit, which I believe might be due to rust. Not much I can do about that, unfortunately. I've tried to get it clean, it hasn't really come up any better, but as I say, it's a second-hand unit, so you probably wouldn't even notice in real life unless I point it out to you. So yours, that's done as I expected. We had to get the cubby pocket out of the armrest. So nice and straightforward. Right, on to the next job, which I think will be centre console. Right, we'll just make a start by cleaning all the gunk off it. And then we'll build up the centre console with all its switches and stuff and get it stuck in. Right, there we go. Just going to start building up the centre console now and get that fitted. Right, we're at a point now. Well, I've got most of the interior back together. I thought I'd put you on a time lapse, but I don't think I hit the record button properly. So yeah, unfortunately, you didn't get to see any of that. But we've got all the dashing now. Which looks nice. All the dashboard's clean. Same method, so spray on, scrub it with a brush and then wipe off. And then we've got the door cards on. Looking good. And yeah, so the next thing we need to do is give these carpets a bit of a scrub. So I've got some interior detailer that we can spray on and then work it in with a drill brush and then vacuum it out. And I think I'll have to change your bag in the Henry, so I'll do that afterwards, because at the minute you're not going to soak the carpets. We're literally just going to give them a spritz and a buff up. So there's not going to be much water, but whatever water is in there, the dust in the Henry bag should keep it contained so it don't go into the hoover. So we'll just change the bag after we're finished to stop that going all mouldy. So yeah, it's just a case of we'll get some bits together and then make a start, and then it's just literally the seats to give a clean and put in, and that'll be job done. So yeah, let me get some product together and make a start. Right, there we go. All done. So it's come out pretty well actually. I've done the same method for the mats because they weren't so bad. Normally if they were that bad I'd douse the mats in some kind of all-purpose cleaner and then steam clean them off. But they weren't that bad. You still see a little bit of discoloration there on the right hand side of the MG logo. But yeah, no, I'm happy with how it all come out. I mean, that MG logo is half missing anyway, so I might be inclined to buy some new mats for it. Yeah, just to finish it off really. But yeah, right. Next and last job is going to be get the seats on the bench and give them a good old clean and a refresh. Right, there we go. We're all done and all back together. So everything is in. I've cleaned the seats. I haven't given it any juvenile jail. I haven't given it any leather cream. Rejuvenating gel is what I was meant to say. I've left it at home, but I've given them a clean, same interior cleaner, just brushed it on, wiped it off with a cloth. As you can see, when I got these seats, this is all really hard and cracked, but I've already cleaned these seats when I first got the car and given it a good douse of the leather balm stuff. I literally put it on really thickly and let it go overnight and then wiped off any excess, and it's brought the seats like they're like really soft now, like how they should be, where before they looked really hard. But yeah, no, I'm really happy with the outcome of this car now. As I got the Satur boxer hoops in satin black with a glass windbreak. Well, I say it's glass, I think it's perspex. Chrome hood latches. I've got the carbon fibre dipped centre console with the door card inserts, or the hockey sticks, and then I've got the leather armrest and the door card inserts in leather, again to match the seats. Leather steering wheel already. Yeah, and all the chrome in the centre console there. I don't think it's too much either. I think it's just the right amount. I don't want any more or any less than what I've got there. So yeah, apart from that, oh yeah, I've got the red seat belts as well. I think they look awesome. Almost gives it that Metro GTI feel, if you know what I mean. That sporty feel. Anyway, well, if you can class a Metro GTI as sporty. The only things that I'd want to do to this interior now is the handbrake gaiter, and also the binnacle cover is still the technical grey. I'll see if I can get hold of a Mark IIF binnacle cover, because it's black and I think that's a lot better plastic as well. So yeah, I think that will do it for the interior clean. As they have gives all the carpets a good old clean and hoover. I don't think I'd have benefited much by giving it a wet vac, apart from making everything damp. And then obviously this side as well. So yeah, as I say, really happy with the outcome. I'm going to leave it there. Next video you'll see will probably be an FRL video where we go around London M25, and yeah, I'll probably be only a short one of some driving clips and the meet up points at the beginning and at the end. But yeah, no, I hope you'll enjoy that. So yeah, anyway, I'm rambling on now. I think that's going to do it for this one today. So I'll get this edited and get it out to you as a midweek thing. because now today it's Monday. I started yesterday on Sunday. I literally spent 6 hours down here yesterday. Got all the roll hoops in and stuff like that, and then I came in today and spent another 5 hours fitting the rest of the stuff and cleaning it. So if you're going to do anything like this, then obviously give yourself the weekend to do it. But yeah, anyway, that will do for today's video. We'll see you in the next one, which will be a FRL.